welcome back to another episode of FTS Pick'em. The boys, I had a lot of fun with the...
Is my hair?
Yes. Yeah, it's up a little bit.
Looking like alfalfa.
It was literally like this.
You're like Stavi,
Is that
except
better?
you're the thin rascal.
Is that better? Is it
Yeah.
still-
Yeah, it's better.
you're-
You're good. You're good. You're good.
You do kind of look like Trevor a little bit.
Oh,
Trevor who?
Lawrence.
Oh,
Just need the long hair.
it's not the first time I've heard that, unfortunately.
Anyways, the boys had fun with the 10 game pick
Some
last
of
week.
us more than others. I
Yeah.
didn't have fun.
So the updated standings are as such. I am in first place with 9. Jack and Lance are tied second with 8. And Joe is bringing up the rear very closely with 7.
Pretty good at bringing it up the rear.
So it's all pretty close right now after the first 10 game pick week of
This
the
is
season.
Week number
This
3.
is, I know it's week number 3. I was just talking about that was the first time we've ever picked 10 games. Week number 3. Sorry, I've got to be a little bit more careful with my words, I guess, next time with the word police over here. All right. First,
Ministry of Truth.
Word up to your mother.
we came to
That's going to wrap it up.
Words to your moms. We came to drop bombs. All right. First game this week, Lions at Cowboys on Saturday. And I get the honorable pleasure of picking this game. All right. We all took the Cowboys against the Dolphins. Even Jack went against his prized possession in Tua. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. The Cowboys played a decent game on the road against the Dolphins. They are not a good road team. They are 7-0 at home. That streak is going to continue when they play the Lions this weekend. Give me the Cowboys to get back on track at home.
You and me just going to go back and forth?
I'll go first on this one.
Okay.
I think the Lions are frauds. I don't think they're very good. I mean, they're good, but I don't think they're like actual contenders. And I think the Cowboys are actual contenders. And I don't want to play the Cowboys at home. So, like you said, Cowboys 8-0 at home after this week. Give me the Cowboys.
I would take the Lions because last week my streak continued of Monday Night Football favorites. I know this game's on Saturday, but it's the Monday Night Football
special
broadcast. An 8th straight favorite lost on Monday night because the 49ers were favorites. So I would take the Lions to make it 9, but the Lions just locked up their division. They're waiting for the playoffs. The Cowboys are still trying to take down the Eagles and get themselves a home game. So the Cowboys have a lot more to play for than the Lions. I'm going to take the Cowboys as well.
But I think... No, never mind. You're right.
I think it'll be like 29-23.
I got like 31-18.
We'll get your brooms ready because I'm taking the Cowboys too, especially at home. I think the Lions are. I don't want to say frauds because I thought Miami was frauds, but they're not going to be able to win in Dallas.
Not a chance.
If it was in Detroit,
Still picking the Cowboys.
I mean, the Lions would have more of a chance, but
They would have more of a chance because the Cowboys are just really bad.
and
on
the Lions
road.
do actually have.
Cowboys lost to the Cardinals on the road.
Yeah, they're just not a good road team. All right, next game. The best game of the week by far. We got the Miami Dolphins at the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday. Again, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. Lamar is playing at an MVP level. I don't think he's the MVP. If you're going to give the MVP to a quarterback this year, it's got to be Dak.
Josh Allen.
Based on the numbers.
Tua.
Josh Allen's putting up MVP numbers too, but they're not going to talk about him.
If he comes back and wins the division, bro, you got to give it to him.
You'd have to.
Who?
I think if Tua puts up a good game this week against the Ravens and they win by
Josh Allen
more than 10.
Josh Allen leads the league in total TDs.
They're tied in MVP odds right now. Tua and Josh Allen.
Anyways, Lamar is in that MVP conversation. We saw this week that they are a true football team. They are good on all sides of the ball. They've got a great defense.
That extra Nick Bosa motivation didn't do much.
It did not do much. They've got a great defense. Lamar is making good decisions with the football. Zay Flowers is a playmaker, and they're still figuring it out, even down Mark Andrews and down basically every running back they had on their roster.
Don't
Besides
disrespect the
Lamar.
Gus Bus like that.
At home for the Ravens. Tough place to play in Baltimore. They're playing great football. Give me the Ravens at home.
Oh, it's in Baltimore?
It's in
Yeah.
Baltimore.
If it was in Miami, I would take the Dolphins because it's such a Dolphins thing to do to come back after, or like the Ravens beating the dog out of the Niners.
Right.
Going to Miami, the Dolphins would win that game. It's in Baltimore, so I'm going to take the Ravens as well.
Do it.
Do it.
I didn't pick them last week.
He's not going to do it.
Do it.
He's got a little bit more
Uh,
knowledge than we give him credit for sometimes.
I didn't pick them last. I have the Ravens highlighted on here as who I'm going to pick. If I'm going to take an island, it's going to be here. Give me the Dolphins on the road to take down the AFC's #1 seed and get themselves that much closer to earning a bye in the playoffs. I think Tua's not going to throw 5. They're not going to get 5 interceptions. They're not going to get 5 extra possessions against the Ravens.
No, they'll have one.
Sure. Also, only one of those were on Brock Purdy of his 4. Only one.
I didn't get to watch the game.
Only one of them was on Purdy. There were 4, and it looked ugly, but one of them was his fault. Anyway,
No touchdowns, though.
that is he didn't get the chance to get very close to the end zone with 4 interceptions. Tua's a better quarterback than Brock Purdy, I think.
Marginally.
Marginally
Yes.
right now, and I think he throws less interceptions than 4, for sure. I don't know. Miami's rolling. They just beat the Cowboys. I guess the Ravens just beat the Niners, but
On the road.
on the road. So this is more of just a home pick.
Just a feel-good pick
It's
for
just
you.
I've been riding Miami all year. I've been
And then you
riding the
didn't pick
Tua
them against the Cowboys, and
Yeah,
they win. So now
so
you're
if-
feeling a little guilty.
If they lose, they lose, and I lose a point, and that's fine. But if they win, count me in for Tua on that MVP train.
Island boy. All right.
Well, we
Potentially.
don't know what Joe's going to pick.
I know what Joe's picking.
Yeah, he knows what I'm picking. The whole spiel on the Dolphins was they couldn't beat a good team. They finally beat a good team, and you think they're gonna go in and beat the best team? I don't think so.
I thought they were not a good team though.
The Ravens?
Yeah,
He's
I
got to
mean,
talk shit. That's a
No. They're a great team. I mean, we beat them, so that just means we're that much better. But I'm taking the Ravens to win at home against a Dolphins team that just had their moral victory last week. They're probably riding on the high. They're not a very good cold team either because they play in the sunshine state. So give me the Ravens.
Easy enough. All right, that brings us to our last NFL game of the week. We've got a divisional matchup between two teams still fighting for their division title. We've got the New Orleans Saints at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Sunday. Raise your hand if you're going to take the Saints.
for our audio listeners, no one raised their hands.
No one raised it. Yeah, if you're listening to this only on audio, no one raised their hand. So that's going to be a quick and easy
Sweep.
Buccaneers sweep. Bring out the brooms. I think Baker's going to get it done against the Saints, and I'm excited to see him get to play some more meaningful football in the NFL playoffs.
Oh, watch for them garbage time Derek Carr stats. He's going to be eating them up.
Eating them up.
Or Jameis Winston stats when he gets put in when Carr gets benched.
All right, let's move on to bowl games. It is bowl mania. It is bowl season. It is my favorite time of the year to watch college football. First game we got on the slate is, in my opinion, probably the best New Year's Six matchup that is not a playoff game. We've got Ole Miss versus Penn State in the Peach Bowl on Saturday.
Can we add a game? Impromptu.
Maybe. Why?
Make it quick.
I want to add that Mizzou Ohio State game.
I didn't pick it because Ohio State doesn't have a quarterback. They don't have their
I think
quarterback.
that's a better
that
game than this game.
You think so?
Uh-huh.
Ole Miss has all their starters. So does Penn State.
I think that's gonna be a really good game. We don't have to, but
If you want me to switch, I'll sub it out for this one. If you don't think this is going to be a good game.
well, we can. I think it's gonna be a good game, but I think that's the game I'm most interested to watch, even over the playoff games. I'm more interested in the Missouri.
To see
Ohio State.
Missouri, Ohio State.
I'm so excited for that game.
All right, well, I guess we'll add an 11th game this week.
It's bowl season.
All right, Ole Miss versus Penn State in the Peach Bowl on Saturday. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. Ole Miss can score. They can score a lot. They can score quickly. Penn State has one of college football's best defenses. They cannot score. Drew Aller is dog shit.
Fair.
Give me the Kiffin bus and Ole Miss to take down Penn State in the Peach Bowl.
As you said, Ole Miss has a great offense, not a very good defense. Penn State has an incredible defense, not a
Terrible
very good
offense.
We're playing in Atlanta.
So there's no home
No
field
home
for
field.
either team.
I think Ole Miss is gonna get it done.
If I got to rock with a quarterback in this matchup, I'm
gonna be
taking Jackson Dart
Yeah,
over Drew
I
Aller.
would guess that it's gonna be like a 24-13 Ole Miss
Yeah,
victory.
they're gonna be a close one, but not very close.
It's never gonna feel out of reach.
No, it's never gonna feel out of reach. But yeah, like that score will not tell the whole story of how Ole Miss basically had that game the entire time.
I'm gonna take I'm gonna take Ole Miss as well. I think it's gonna be a bit of an unconventional game because Lane Kiffin is a
Unconventional guy.
fucking weirdo. I think they're gonna score at least one touchdown on a trick play. He's gonna be drawing stuff up all day. He's just goofy plays, stuff that you don't normally run in a game.
You're going to be thinking he's drunk while he's calling this game.
And I think James Franklin is not going to be prepared for what Kiffin has drawn up, and I think the Rebels get it done.
Well, I'd like to take Penn State here. I'm not a very big college football fan, but you gotta rep the Pennsylvania train. But I do like Lane Kiffin, mostly because I follow his daughter on Instagram. She's like capital F fine, dude. So I'm gonna rock with the smoke show. Give me Ole Miss to beat Penn State.
I love that even when you don't have like a true pick, like you're not really picking based on like the team or anything, you always have a fantastic way
There is a
Dude,
reason.
of
she's so fine.
interpreting.
She's got like Sydney Sweeney level. You know what?
Really?
What's her
Fine.
name?
I ain't telling you. I'll show you later.
Okay.
I don't know her. I don't know her
Kiffin.
first
I'm
name.
going to just look up Kiffin
Cool.
on Instagram.
Sounds good.
I also just love Lane Kiffin's antics and the way he talks about college football. Like he is such an entertaining guy to be the coach of
Mike McDaniels of college
of
football,
college football, and at a program that's kind of at the same level as the Miami Dolphins.
trying to get over the hump.
Like they can,
They won't.
they normally won't. So we'll see. All right,
I'll see.
next up is a very interesting game in my opinion. Probably the most intriguing matchup, maybe in my opinion. We've got Alabama, number 4 ranked Alabama versus number 1 ranked Michigan in the Rose Bowl on New Year's Day. And again, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. Harbaugh does not have what it takes to win a playoff game in college football. He has shown it the last 2 years. They come unprepared. J.J. McCarthy is not that guy. He's better than McNamara. He is not a top 5, not a top 8 quarterback in college football, in my opinion. They do have a good run game, but Alabama's run defense is stellar. I just watched it against Georgia, unfortunately. And they always get better when the stakes are higher. After that loss against Texas at home in Bryant-Denny, Alabama has went on to become an absolute juggernaut, and I think that continues in the Rose Bowl. You've got the greatest college football head coach of all time, and it's not even close. You put him in a position to make a natty. I am not going to bet against him to miss a natty. So give me Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide to get it done against the Michigan Wolverines in the Rose Bowl.
All right. If you've watched this podcast long enough, you know I'm an LSU fan. And so that means I hate Alabama. Any chance I get, I will root against them. And I will root against them again. I don't really care who wins the playoff because LSU's not in it. I just don't want to see Alabama win. So I'm going to pick Michigan.
Rooting against and thinking who's going to win are two different things for me, and I have learned in this game to stop picking based on emotion and pick based on what I see in front of me.
I watched Alabama in person dismantle who I thought was the best team in college football in the Georgia Bulldogs.
Still think they're a top 4 team.
I
but
still,
that's,
yeah, well,
whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Doesn't matter. They walked us after the first quarter. I was like, oh, after that first drive that Georgia had, I was like, that's the best drive I have ever seen Georgia go on against Alabama. Just walked them down the field. After that,
We got dog walk.
Saban said enough of that and just kind of controlled the game the entire rest of the 3 quarters. There was never a doubt in that stadium of who was going to win that football game. Like, Georgia fans knew.
I knew.
And so I'm not going to pick against them. I don't think Michigan would have beat Georgia, but I saw Alabama do it. So give me the Crimson Tide to get it done.
Looks like you're gonna be on an island this week, Lance. Which I don't know if that bodes well for us.
I found my island.
But I'm taking the Crimson Tide. You pissed about nothing but the Tide.
Nothing but the Tide.
I mean, I think it's not wise to bet against Nick Saban in a playoff scenario. It's very wise to bet against Jim Harbaugh
Very.
in a playoff scenario. I mean, even he hates bowls, the Super Bowl, whatever bowl he's in. He always loses them. So give me Saban.
You're not wrong.
They played each other like 4 years ago in a bowl game. Alabama crushed them.
I think we're going to see another one of those Georgia versus Michigan games. I don't think Michigan has anything to give them, and I think J.J. McCarthy is going to be very overwhelmed at the Alabama pass rush and the level at which those cornerbacks play, because that is one of the best secondaries in college football.
I think the matchup I'm most excited to watch in that game is Michigan's D-line against Alabama's O-line.
I would say mine's the opposite.
Alabama's O-line has been suspect this year with the talent that they have on that side of the football.
It was suspect early. It has not been suspect as of late.
Georgia really couldn't get any pressure on Milrow.
No.
We really couldn't get anything going.
If there's one part of their team that's
Falter.
shown signs of weakness this year, it is their O-line.
It's also the back end. The back end of their defense.
Their secondary.
Alabama's secondary. While they have
I think that secondary has
playmakers,
been playing better than the O-line as of late.
They've gave up some big plays against.
But they have the talent.
They do have the talent. But
And they've got Nick Saban. Like Joe said, it's always pretty smart to bet against Jim Harbaugh
you don't bet
in
against
any
Saban.
big game, and you don't bet against Saban. I am excited to watch Alabama's front seven against that Michigan run game and the Michigan offensive line. I don't think Zach Zinter is playing.
Hell no.
He
He,
broke
broke
his
his leg.
knee
Yeah.
or something like that. It's a very big loss for Alabama or for Michigan on that side of the ball. It's going to be interesting, but I think Alabama wins by 10. All right, next game, and this is when I said intriguing, I think it's because nobody expected Alabama after that loss to Texas to be in the college football playoff.
Mm-hmm.
And now I think most college football fans that are not fans of Michigan are looking at Alabama and they're like, damn, bro, we're going to have to watch them in the Natty again. But the more competitive game, in my opinion, is this game that's coming up that we're going to talk about is the Washington Huskies against the Texas Longhorns in the Sugar Bowl, also on New Year's Day. This one's tough for me, and like Lance just picked Michigan off of emotion because he can't stand Alabama. I'm going to pick Texas solely based off the fact that I really like Quinn Ewers as a football player. I have really liked to see Steve Sarkisian kind of come into his own in Texas and what he has been able to do with a historic program. I like that running game even without Jonathan Brooks, and I think the two threats on the outside and Xavier Worthy and A.D. Mitchell are going to show out in this game. And I just want to see Texas in the champ. I'm going to be honest. I don't know what it is about Texas. I guess it's just because they're such a storied program. And I really like Quinn Ewers as a football player and as just a dude. I'm going to take Texas to get it done in the Sugar Bowl this year.
We said, damn, going to see Alabama again in the national championship. Not only that, we're going to see them play a team they've already played this year in the national championship in Texas. Honestly, Washington is the team I would most like to see win. Well, I would love to see Washington win, but I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think they have the defense. Their defense is terrible.
Other than Trice.
Yeah, other than it's terrible. They give up a lot of points to a lot of teams.
24 points per game.
Yeah, and Texas scores a lot of points.
Yeah.
And Texas has a solid defense.
For a Big 12 team.
Yeah, and as much as I'd love to keep riding my Michael Penix train, I think it stops here. And I think Washington. I don't think this game's going to be like a blowout, but I don't.
I
Think
think
it's
this
gonna be
game will be
crazy.
closer than Alabama Michigan.
Yeah, but I think the Longhorns get it done. I do not want to see them win though. I do not want to see them win the national title at all.
You want to see if it's
Alabama.
Alabama Texas, you want to see Alabama
I'm one
win?
of the few Georgia fans who does not hate Alabama. I don't hate them at all. I have no hatred for Alabama. I would love to see
Really?
them win. 100%.
Interesting.
You wouldn't have a
I'd
coach
rather
who won
them-
for Alabama.
I'd rather see them win than Michigan, and I'd rather see them win than Texas. Washington's the only team
I don't want to see Michigan win. With all the scandals and everything that went on this year, I'm not a fan of Jim Harbaugh. I think that whole team as a whole is kind of fraudulent. I don't think J.J. McCarthy is a good quarterback. So that is, if we're talking about tier ranking, I'm going Texas, Washington, Bama, Michigan on who I would like to see win this year.
All right.
It's fair.
Lance.
Oh,
So I think this game is going to be a battle back and forth. And if there's one team out of these two that I would pick to
In a
win in a
shootout?
battle, to be more battle tested, come down to that, because I think it's going to be like a last drive type game. Either the team with the ball wins it on the last drive or the defense gets a stop. and I'm taking Washington. I think they're more battle tested.
Love it.
They've beat Oregon twice.
That's true.
Neither one of them at home. They beat Oregon on was it the Washington.
The first one was at home.
The
The
first
second
one
And
was
they
at
should
home?
have they
Okay,
should have
never
lost that game had it not been for Dan Lanning's very questionable coaching decision.
Or the kicker fucking.
He didn't get a chance to kick.
I thought he missed. He missed it.
He missed
the
a game-winning
kick.
field goal. Or a game-tying field goal at the end of the
Yeah.
game.
But they had 2 field goals on 4th downs that they ended
Earlier
up
in the
going
games,
for
yeah.
instead of. So that was bad coaching.
I think Washington's more battle tested. Played Oregon twice. They've had some struggles during the regular season that they have overcome. So I'm going to take them to get the job done underneath the bright lights.
Texas 1-1 in Bryant Denny. So that's pretty much all the battle testing I need.
Man, you got me thinking now, Lance. Washington does have the 77th rank.
And I think
Defense
Penix is better
for
than
the
Quinn
s-
Ewers.
Yeah, they got the 77th
I agree with
ranked
that.
yards per game allowed, which isn't good. But I mean, the last real big shootout game I think Texas was in was Oklahoma, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they lost too. Oklahoma's a lot worse than Washington is.
Offensively, I wouldn't say a lot worse, but as a team, they're definitely not the same caliber as Washington.
Give me the big W. I'm taking Washington.
Okay.
Here we go.
Throw them W's up.
All right, Jack. Let's do this. All right, if you want to pick that game, we got to be quick with it. So, Missouri, Ohio State. I'll make this simple. Ohio State doesn't have a quarterback.
They do. Devin Brown started a game for them earlier in the season. Like it was. A
I like
quarterback
Brady
battle.
Cook. I like their wide receiver core. I like that it is an SEC defense, and I'm one of those guys who always roots for SEC teams in bowl games. I like us to keep that standard set that we are the premier division in college football. So give me Missouri.
I'm also going to take Missouri.
Damn, I thought more people would pick Ohio State.
Marv's probably going to sit too.
I don't think Marv's gonna sit.
I would if I was him.
I would, but I don't know if he will. I'm gonna take. I think Missouri. I think Eli Drinkwitz is awesome, and I think this is a huge game for the program itself. Like biggest game for the program probably in the last 5 years, program wise. Just like
It's
statement-wise.
been a long
Yeah.
time since they played in a
So,
game this meaningful.
I'm gonna take Missouri.
I'm not hanging my neck out on this one. Give me Missouri.
All right, so
Got
everybody
it.
just got a free point if they win.
All right. Next game, we're skipping over to the NBA. Lakers at Pelicans on Sunday. I'm going to take the Lakers in this one. I don't know why. It's more of just a gut pick for me. LeBron's playing really well in year 20, year 21, whatever. Anthony Davis, I feel like, always has a vendetta when he plays against the Pelicans. Zion's playing good, but for some reason his effort just kind of fluctuates depending on which porn star he's fucking that day. So give me the Lakers.
Give me the GOAT, LeBron. Lakers to beat the Pelicans.
Is Lance really going to bet against his glorious king?
I don't know because they've already played once and the Lakers beat them by 50. They beat them by 45, and this one's in New Orleans.
Smoothie King Arena.
So I'll take the Pelicans. I think they win a home
That
game.
logic does not
Okay.
make any
No, it
sense to
doesn't,
me.
but
They
go
beat him by
ahead.
50 last time, so
That's
they're gonna
fine.
lose this time.
Joseph.
give me the Lakers. Zion probably will have a slow game.
A
And
Pelicans Island for Lance against his
Against his
glorious king is insane. All right, next one. Heat at Clippers on New Year's Day. Again, going to keep some of these short and simple. I'm taking the Clippers. They're on a roll right now. Kawhi, Paul George, Harden, Russ have all figured it out. Also, props to Russ, by the way. I just want to give some quick flowers to Russ for accepting his role on a team and going, you know what? If it's going to make the team play better and we're going to win more games, I'm going to take my bench role. I'm going to be that sixth man off the bench that really helps out our second unit. So I really give props to Russ on being a true team player in this instance. But the Clippers are hot. It's at home for the Clippers. The Heat are playing sound basketball. They're really only in this spot right now because they found the steal of the draft in Jaime Jaquez right now. So I'm going to take the Clippers.
Is it me? Here's my only logic on this pick. It's in LA. Miami is very far from LA. And yeah, Clippers got a home game and the Heat have to go 3,000 miles to play one basketball game, so I'm going to take the Clippers.
playoff Jimmy's not going to be there either. So
Well, I was very Clippers
Never mind, my
centered.
logic is now sound.
Why?
Because they're on a West Coast road trip that weekend.
I was very Clippers heavy, but the Heat are coming off wins against the Magic and the Sixers in the 2 of their last 3, and had a 4-point game against the Timberwolves. They also beat the Hawks in there. Just sprinkling that.
It's fine.
That
we
doesn't
suck.
count. The
Um,
Hawks
yeah,
suck.
they
And the
suck.
Clippers just lost by 30 to the Celtics 2 days ago. So I'm going to take the Heat. Give me the
Okay.
Heat to get it done on the road.
Joseph.
Give me the Clippers.
Sounded like the heat was coming, but
Yeah, almost. We gotta be quick though. We got it.
oh, we only got okay. All right. Last game, then we'll take the hockey game off the slate since we, especially for you two, you fucking bums. All right, we'll take it off the slate.
You don't even like picking hockey.
Really quickly. I do. I was 2-0 last week
I
on
did my
hockey.
research. I did my research on that one too.
All right. Celtics at Thunder on Tuesday. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. The Celtics are the NBA's best team.
Second.
Timberwolves.
Celtics are the NBA's best team, but I really like Shea, and I like Chet, and I like that Thunder team, and they are at home. Give me the Thunder.
Give me the Celtics. They just beat the Clippers by 50, almost 40, 30, whatever. Give me the Celtics.
Give me the road team. Give me the Celtics.
Celtics going big dick the Thunder.
Okay.
Got a couple islands this week.
All right. That will do it for Pick'em this week. Please check us out. It'll be out tomorrow, so Friday, sometime during the day tomorrow.
Double upload for us.
Double upload. This will be out on Friday. Check it out. Check us out on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all that hot jazz. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. Let us know what you think about Pick'em. We will see you next week. Peace.